All right. Happy New Year, everybody. Let's start seated today. If you know that it is hard for you to sit nice and tall, if you're a little tight in the hips, sit up on a block or a blanket. That will just make life a little easier. And you would know if you fall into that camp, if you cross your shins and the knees are pretty high, a little more height's going to help things out. And some days you just feel like having a little. So let's cross with our right shin in front. Just peek down. Should be crossing in the center. So hips maybe, or knees rather, slightly wider than hips. And then just rock back and forth here. Find your sit bones. Just notice how that feels. And then before we come into a place of stillness too, let's just do some rolls in the pelvic girdle. Just kind of rocking around there. These can be big or small. You can dip the shoulders a lot or a little. And switch directions. Good. And then eventually just finding that place where you're sitting nice and tall. So your shoulders are stacking over your sit bones. Your sit bones are rooting down into the floor. Use that rooted feeling to help you feel nice and tall through the sides of your waist. So you're lengthening in your spine. Allow your eyes to close here. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out. Ha. Do that a couple more times, maybe letting go of any past weekend celebrations, any last year stuff just percolating around that you're holding on to. And then eventually you're going to start to find the rhythm of your Ujjayi breath, inhaling through your nose and then exhaling through your nose. Length of the inhale, length of the exhale, really nice and even. Count the breath starting out if you need to help you find that. And see how quickly you can focus on your breath and let everything else just fade into the background. Some days this is easier to do than others, so don't judge it. If it feels like the mind is really chattery today, if you're easily distracted by sounds happening around you, do the best you can. Just soaking up this stillness, this quiet. Good, nice deep inhale. Again, just sigh the breath out as you exhale. So opening your mouth, ha. And then blink your eyes open. Reach your arms up overhead. So let's just start with a little wider than shoulders distance apart. You can pretend that somebody is holding onto your wrists. Start to activate the upper arm. Feel the inner arm wrap towards the outer arm. So it's almost as though you're trying to find downward facing dog here in the arms, even though we're not putting any weight on them. So muscle is firming to bone. And then interlace your fingers. Just notice which index finger is crossed on top. Press your palms up towards the ceiling. Feel those shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. And still rooting into your sit bones, arms active, lots of length here. And then maybe inhale, start to bring your gaze up. So you're finding a slight bend in the thoracic spine, a little back bend there. Good, and then just bring your gaze forward, deep inhale. As you exhale, gentle, gentle twist to the right. Beautiful. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, gentle twist to the left. Good. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the right. So feel those left ribs wrap around. I mean, just gazing at what's in front of you. Gaze soft and gentle, so not looking around here. Go ahead and release. So left hand comes to the outside of your right thigh, left fingertips behind you, gently pressing the shoulder heads back. So feeling this in the shoulders, little stretch there. Elongating on your inhale, rooting down on your exhale. You might be moving towards bringing your gaze out over that right shoulder, assuming that that feels okay in the neck so far. Listening to your breath. And then stay in this twist. So keep pressing that left hand against your right thigh, but reach your right arm up and over and start to side bend to the left. Keep anchoring in that right sit bone. So you're going to feel this glorious stretch here through this right side. Spin the pinky side of that right hand down even more. So it's like you're spinning the palm to face behind you. Good, deep inhale. As you exhale, unwind. So left hand is going to come to right thigh. We're going to inhale, arch here. So we're doing this funky little cat-cow with the arms. Exhale, round in. Good, inhaling, arching. Exhaling, rounding in, chin towards chest. Let's do one more full round. Inhaling, arch. Exhale, round in. Good, then inhale, just come to a nice tall spine. We're gonna find eagle arm. So right arm is on top. So you can either hold the backs of your shoulders, backs of the hands press, or palms press. So inhale, find some lift, reach forward through your elbows, your forearms. Hold on to all of this as you exhale, hinge forward any amount. So little hip stretch, little shoulder stretch. You can always rest your elbows on a block here. Find that lengthening through both sides of your waist. Beautiful work. Good, as you inhale, press into your sit bones, rise up, stretch the arms out wide. And then as you exhale, release down. Extend your legs to straight. Recross with your left shin in front. And notice how this side feels different. Make any little adjustments that you need to here. So find those sit bones. Really feels like you're sitting in the center of them. And then again, as we inhale, we press down, but float the arms up. Couple of breaths here, a little wider than shoulders distance apart, arms super active. Find that downward facing dog feeling. Feel the backs of your shoulder blades stretching apart. So widening. Breath smooth and steady. So simple pose, yes, but there's a lot going on. We're going to interlace fingers again. So put the opposite index finger on top and then press your palms up towards the ceiling. You might start to feel a little more stretch in the neck and shoulders. Deep inhale. Exhale, it can be really gentle. Slight twist to the left. So you're wrapping those right ribs around. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Beautiful work. Good. Inhale to center. And then as we exhale, we twist to the left. Stretch up here. Keep wrapping those right ribs around. See what's in front of you. Deep inhale. And then exhale. Release right hand to the outside of your left thigh, left fingertips behind you, shoulder blades releasing down your back as you press your shoulder heads back. So finding some heart opening here, finding length in the spine, and then just finding a place with your gaze. Maybe moving towards bringing your gaze out over that left shoulder. You might not get all the way there yet. Observe how the inhale might feel a little shallow. So when we are in these twists, it's a little harder to fill up sometimes. Bring a little emphasis there. And then notice how on the exhale, as we empty out, sometimes it's easier to find a little more space to twist in a little deeper. So just observing. Really root this right palm into that left thigh. So you're feeling that heart opening. And then we stretch left arm up and over, lean off to the right. So finding that side bend, getting this glorious stretch to the left side. Maybe bringing your gaze up as you roll that left pinky down towards the floor. Breath smooth and steady. Little twist, little side bend. Nice work, Laura. Deep inhale. And then as we exhale, left hand comes on top of right arm, plants on that right thigh. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round in, chin towards chest. Feel that stretch in the neck and shoulders. Couple more like this. Inhaling, arching. As we exhale, we round in. Good. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round in. And then we inhale up to a nice tall seat. We have our right arm underneath with left arm on top. And again, you can hold elbows here, or not elbows, hold shoulders as elbows stack. Maybe backs of the hands press, maybe palms press. Try to stretch forearms and elbows forward. Make sure that the shoulders aren't creeping up towards your ears. Hold on to all of this as you exhale. Hinge forward. So little hip stretch with this arm variation. Elbows might rest on a block. That's a really great variation. If you have like crazy long arms like I do, maybe elbows come to the floor. That certainly isn't necessary. That also has to do with hip flexibility. Breathe into that left hip. All right, as we inhale, we come on up and then stretch the arms up, spring them up overhead, inhale. Exhale, hands come down to heart center, and then you're gonna flip onto your into your tabletop. Maybe for the first cat-cow session of 2022, maybe not. But go ahead and land with your shoulders over your wrists. If the shoulders are feeling a little tighter today, turn your hands out. Maybe take the arms a little wider than shoulders distance apart. Knees are underneath your hips. As you inhale, you arch into your lumbar. So arms stay nice and straight. Chest comes forward. Exhale, firm the mat away as you round in, chin towards chest. Continuing like this, perhaps closing your eyes. So just introducing a little movement into the spine, which always feels so good. This little sequence here is a great thing to do daily. I'm having camera issues today. You're finding a pace today that just feels really good to you. Stretching it out sometimes feels really nice, especially if you're feeling a little Monday anxiety here. Conversely, if you're feeling a little lethargic from too much fun over the holiday weekend, maybe you're speeding the breath up. What do you need? So it always changes. Even though we do the same poses over and over again, our energy level is different. So we modify so that our yoga practice always feels good. We walk away from it feeling better than when we came to it. All right, let's do one more full cycle here. And then we're going to inhale to a neutral spine. So your gaze is an inch or two in front of your fingertips, so the back of your neck is nice and long. As you inhale, let's do right leg, left arm. So little bird dog. Keep the outer hip squeezing in. Exhale, release down. So just gentle way to get into the core here. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Release down. So really feel the outer hip squeeze in. Inhale, right leg, left arm. Feel the belly button pull in and up to help support you. Release down. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale, release. Let's do one more full cycle here. Inhale, right leg, left arm. Seeing how long you can get. Exhale, release. And then inhale. Left leg, right arm. Exhale, release. We come into the hold this time. So inhale, right leg, left arm. Breath smooth and steady. Maybe see if you can firm your left shin into the floor a little more as you wrap your right hip slightly down. Your right toes are pointing down towards the mat. Beautiful. Feeling everything contained in the center. You are welcome to stay here like this. If you would like to bend your right knee, we can do that. And then perhaps reach around, see if you can find that right foot with your left arm. And then start to spin those right ribs to the left. Lean your left shoulder head back. Kick your right foot into your hand. Little back bend, little twist. You might fall out. This is definitely a balance pose. As gracefully as you came in, stretch back out on an inhale. Nice work. As you exhale, release down. Inhale. Left leg, right arm. So feel the shoulder blades releasing down your back. Outer left hip is squeezing in. Root down into that left palm. Stay here like this. This is a great place to be. If you want to go a little further, bend that left knee. Reach back, see if you can find the foot. And then when you get it, a lot of little things start to happen. Left ribs roll to the right. Firm into that left hand. Maybe firm down into that right shin a little more. Press that right shoulder head back as you wrap the left ribs up towards the ceiling. Are you breathing? If not, please do. One more deep inhale. Full exhale. And then inhale, gracefully stretch back out. Beautiful. Release down. All right, so we're gonna root down into both hands here. So find your plank pose arms so they're really strong and active. And then stretch your left toes back. So that leg is essentially in plank pose. We're gonna roll to the inner edge of that left foot. Firm down into your right shin, and we're gonna find our modified Shavasana here. You can press into the back edge of that left foot. Feel the shoulder blades stack on top of each other. Can you lengthen the underside of your body a little more? So think of your torso as being a parallelogram. Feel the shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. As you seal into the back edge of your left foot, stretch your left arm up and over. Keep spinning ribs up. And I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to try it. So just for fun, start to unwind. So stay where you're at, but you're releasing your left ribs down. And then lift the left leg up, stretch out. So kind of a different version of bird dog. Nice work. Release down. It kind of worked. We'll try it again on the other side. All right. So you're in your tabletop. You're going to reach your right toes back. So that leg is so firm, it's in plank. I want you to keep it this active as you roll to the inner edge of that foot. And then you have your left shoulder over your left wrist. Maybe that hand is slightly ahead. Sometimes that feels better. And then at some point you start to extend that right arm up. So your shoulder blades are stacking on top of each other. It's like triangle pose in the upper body. And then again, see if you can lengthen more the underside of your body, that left side. Breath smooth and steady. And then just lengthen your right arm forward, up overhead. So feeling that long line of energy through that right side. Breath smooth and steady. These look great. So this transition to come out, start to bring your gaze down. Feel the outer hips squeeze in as you unwind. So right arm extending, right leg extending. Deep inhale. Exhale, release. Nice work. Walk your hands forward a couple of inches, giving yourself some space for your downward facing dog. Curl your toes under and let's just lift the knees up off the mat, like an inch, half an inch. Keep gazing forward. Feel the sides of the waist squeeze in. Feel the lower belly pull in and up. Can you release the shoulder blades down your back? And then nice and slow, Knees start to lift. You pull back, downward facing dog, and you find any movement here that feels good. So pedal back and forth between your feet. Shift heels side to side. Maybe it feels best to come into a place of stillness today. Maybe you want to take your feet a little wider than hips distance apart, whatever you need. Check in with your neck. In fact, let's nod it yes a few times. You can really exaggerate that. So chin moves towards chest and then it lifts. And then nod your head no. So just going side to side. And then just releasing any effort in your neck. So you're letting it lengthen and release. As you do that, you're going to be gazing between your feet, and you can position them now so that they're about hips distance apart. Second and third toe point forward. You can always keep a bend in your knees. For the first few downward facing dogs, that can feel really good as we start to open things up. And then nice and easy, start to walk your hands back to meet your feet. As we inhale, chest lengthens forward, gaze comes forward. Exhale, fold in. Couple more like that. Inhale, lengthen forward. Your hands can be on your shins or thighs here if you're a little tighter. Bend in the knees as you exhale, fold in. One more time. Inhale into your Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. And then pressing down into your feet, stretching arms out and up. Good. Gaze up, press palms together. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. And just start to find a little easy flow here as we move into some Ardha Surya Namaskar, so Hastan salutes. Inhale, stretch up, and let's add a little side bending here. So as you exhale, let's keep the arms apart, but side bend to the right. Inhale up to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. It's like you're holding a block between your hands. Inhale up. Exhale, dive in, inner thighs release back, sit bones stretch up towards the ceiling. Inhale, chest lengthens forward, gaze comes forward. Exhale, fold again. Pressing down into your feet, stretching arms out and up. Good. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, side bend to the left. Good. Inhale up to center. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale up. Stay nice and tall. Hold on to all of this length, even as you're folding in. Inhale, chest lengthens forward, gaze comes forward. Exhale, fold. Rooting down into your feet, stretching arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Let's do one more. Inhale, reach. Good. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale up to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Good. Inhale up. As you exhale, you fold in. Lengthening into your half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, full forward fold, Uttanasana. Pressing into feet, taking space as you reach into your extended mountain pose, Utthita Hastasana into Dasana. Exhale, hands together at your heart, Samastiti, even standing into Dasana, mountain pose. So adding on here, if you do have blocks, you might want to have them handy at the top of your mat. And here we go, as we inhale, arms reach out and up. I should have given a little time for blocks to be gathered. As you exhale, hinge, forward fold in. Sorry about that. Inhale, chest lengthens forward, gaze comes forward. So we're just going to step our left foot way back. Land on that left knee here. And this is where you might want to have blocks. So you're going to let that left hip flexor, quadricep belt down. Inhale, pull that right leg to straighten him out. It's a couple of these, kind of warming these big muscle groups up. Exhale, release in. Good. Inhale, pull back. And then let's exhale, fold in here. So just a couple of breaths. If you're a little more open, you can slide that left knee a little further back. If you're a little tighter, hands on blocks is a great variation. Breath smooth and steady. Breathe into those places that are really tight. Send the exhale there. Just visualize that happening. From here, we pull back into that hamstring stretch in the right leg. So your right hip draws back, left hip draws forward. If you're a little more open, a little more flexible in the hamstring, you're walking your hands forward. Otherwise, you might be pretty upright here. You could even hold on to a piece of wall if that's something that you have close to you. And this can definitely feel like a little bit of a balance pose, particularly if you're a little on the tighter side. Okay, so we're gonna rock forward, hands come to your right thigh. Make sure that you're not on a tightrope, so scoot that right foot off to the right if you need to. Direct tailbone down. We're gonna inhale, arms reach up. So low crescent, bring your gaze up. Press palms. And then let's turn this into a twist. So you're gonna root down into your left palm. Maybe that hand is on a block. Press to the inner edge of your right foot. Extend that right arm up. So your shoulder blades are stacking on top of each other. So we have Vashisthasana in our upper body here. So lengthen through that left side of your waist. You are welcome to curl your left toes under here. Firm that thigh up a lot. So lift that hip. If you go there and it feels like too much, lower that knee back down. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, unwind. So palms plant, keep your gaze forward. Step your right foot back to meet your left foot. Take a nice deep inhale here in your plank pose. Good, and then as we exhale, we're gonna shift forward. Come to your knees. You can do full plank if you want to. I'm not gonna do them today. So lower on down, tops of the feet press. As you inhale, chest extends forward and up. Beautiful. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Roll a little more to the outer edges of your feet. Beautiful. As you exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. So this is our Bhujangasana. Elbows are squeezing in towards the midline. Shoulder heads are pressing back. Lengthening back nice and long through the legs. Deep inhale. Exhale, press through your tabletop. Curl toes under. Downward facing dog. From here, as you inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, step that foot through. Land on your right knee. So we're melting this right hip down. And then inhale, pull that left leg to straight. It might not get all the way there. A few times like this, just kind of easing in. Exhale, melting in. Inhale, we pull back. Good, exhale, melt in. Inhale, pull back. And then setting up for a little longer hold. Few good breaths here. Exhaling forward, releasing that right hip flexor down. Big stretch there. Could be super intense. Blocks are great. They're just a means by which we can bring the floor a little closer. It's not cheating. Observe how this side feels different in your body. If it feels different, just noticing. There's always these little discrepancies. From here, we pull back. So bringing that left leg to straight, any amount, little bend in the knees is okay. So you could be pretty upright there. That's great if you're tighter. If you're a little more open in that hamstring, you can forward fold. Keep the size of your waist nice and long. Think a little cobra pose in your upper body. All right, so we're gonna rock forward. Again, just make sure you're not on a tightrope. So heel toe that left foot to the left if you need to. Hands to that left thigh, direct your tailbone down. Outer hip squeeze in, inhale, arms reach out and up. So low crescent pose. Maybe bringing your gaze up, perhaps pressing palms together. And then we turn this in to twist here. So root down into your right palm, maybe hand on block. Press to the inner edge of your left foot as you start to wrap right ribs to the left. Also, see if you can lengthen through those right ribs. So we've got Vashisthasana in our upper body. So all of the poses have lots of similarities. Feel the shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other. So you're getting those shoulders out of your ears, especially that right shoulder. You might be gazing up at your left thumb. Breath is smooth and steady. And then if you'd like to curl those right toes under, firm that right thigh up. So keep that leg really strong and active here. It helps with the balance. Good. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, unwind. So if you haven't curled those right toes under, do so now. We're going to step our right foot to meet our left foot. As you inhale, chest lengthens forward. Exhale, fold in. Pressing into your feet, stretching arms out and up. Good. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Inhale, we reach. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Step your right foot way back. Make sure you're not on a tightrope. This time we rise up. Full crescent pose. Exhale, take your arms out wide here. Deep inhale. Keep the lower body exactly as it is. As you exhale, just twist the upper body to the left. Inhale, center. Good. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Good. Exhale, twist to the left. Hold here. Keep breathing. Shoulder blades releasing down your back. Stretching your wrists apart from away from each other. And then you're going to take this left hand. You're going to reach it down the back of that right leg. Right arm comes up and over. Fire up that back leg a lot. See if you can sink into the left knee a little more. So nice deep bend there. Beautiful. Maybe bring your gaze up. Deep inhale. As you exhale, hands plant on either side of that left foot. Gaze forward. Step your left foot to meet your right foot. Take an inhale here in plank pose. Good. As you exhale, shift forward. Maybe again, come to knees, lower halfway. Pause. Onto your belly. Tops of the feet press. Inhale, low cobra. And if you're ready for an up dog, drag your hands back, wrists underneath elbows, press into the tops of your feet, press into your hands. So shins, knees, thighs are lifting up off the mat. And if you're in low cobra, you're going to press to your tabletop and then to downward dog. If you're in your up dog, roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step that foot through. Make sure you're not on a tight rope. As we inhale, strong legs carry us up into our crescent pose. So you exhale, take your arms out wide. Find a nice deep inhale here. Feel the outer hips squeeze in. Lower body stays exactly as it is. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back to center. Doesn't have to be a big movement in your upper body. Exhale, twist to the right. Good. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, we twist to the right. We hold here. Stretch the arms apart as much as possible. Fire up that back leg. Sink in nice and deep in the right leg. And then again, you're going to take this right hand. You're going to reach it down. That left thigh. Take the left arm up and over. So kind of like a reverse warrior pose in crescent. Definitely a little balance pose. A lot of things happening in the body. Feel the shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. All right, as you inhale, come back up. As you exhale, hands plant, step that left foot to meet your right foot. Inhale, chest lengthens forward, gaze comes forward. As you exhale, fold in. Press into your feet. Stretch your arms out and up. Good. As you exhale, Hands come together at your heart. Close your eyes here. Take a few breaths. Check in. Notice how you're feeling. So definitely starting to feel some heat in the body, which always feels nice. Maybe the heart's beating a little faster. See if you can breathe it slower. The breath might be moving a little quicker. Notice what's happening with the headspace too. Sometimes as we start to move and flow, the chatter gets a little quieter. Some days that doesn't happen. Just observe. All right, so let's blink our eyes open here. Release your arms by your side. And then let's inhale, knees bent, arms reach up. Katasana chair pose. So sinking in, nice and deep. Weight is in your heels, toes are light. And then take your arms out nice and wide. Good, feel the lower belly pull in and up. Deep inhale. Exhale, twist. Upper body to the right. Inhale, center. Good, exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to center. Good, exhale. Twist to the right. Stay here. And then bring palms to heart center. Notice if that left hip is creeping forward. Mine is. I pull back. Good. Hinge forward. Bring that left arm to the outside of your right thigh. If that's not happening, you could always do feet hips distance apart. Left hand to the inside of the left thigh. Beautiful work. Okay, so notice where you're at here. Stay in the twist. You're wrapping those left ribs up. Just bring your gaze down. Feel the belly pull in and up. Start to lift left toes up. Reach that leg back. And step back into your twisting crescent. It could be a crashing, twisting crescent too. That's okay. Good. When we're deep, inhale, maybe gaze up over that right shoulder as you press palms towards your heart center. Nice work, Laura. As you exhale, you unwind. We're going to step our left foot to meet our right foot at the top of the mat. Inhale, chest lengthens. Exhale, fold in. Pressing into your feet, stretching arms out and up. Good. Exhale, hands come together at your heart. So again, toes can be together or about hips distance apart here. As we inhale, we find our chair pose. So don't be shy, sink in deep. This is when you want to have your camera off so I can't see how deep you're sinking. This is always when I want my camera off in a yoga class. As you exhale, hands come. Oh, I'm sorry, I did this wrong. Arms out wide, almost cheated you here. All right, so keep the lower body nice and even, but as you exhale, twist to the right, to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Good, inhale to center. Feel that burn in the quads, hurts so good. Exhale, twist to the left. And we stay here. Just imagine that your sit bones are up against a wall behind you. Palms come towards heart center. You hinge forward. Hook that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh or the inside of the right thigh. Keep drawing that right hip back. And then think Vashisthasana through the sides of your waist, especially lengthen through that right side. Lengthen forward and wrap those ribs up towards the ceiling. Breath smooth and steady, even though this is hard. And then gaze comes down. So you're gonna shift the weight in to that left foot. Start to reach that right leg back. Make any little adjustments that you need to. Make sure that you're on train tracks, not a tight rope. Few breaths here in our twisted crescent pose. Fire up that back leg a lot, that right leg. Feel that hamstring firm up towards the ceiling. Feel the quadricep firm to the hamstring. So front of the leg to the back of the leg. Deep inhale. As you exhale, You unwind here. We step our right foot to meet our left foot. Inhale, chest lengthens. Exhale, fold in. And then pressing into your feet. Stretching arms out and up. Good. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Couple of breaths, maybe close your eyes or just gaze down at your fingertips. Good, and then blink your eyes open. So hip work was promised. We haven't gone there yet. We are going to come into our triangle pose. So if you like to practice with a block, go ahead and grab that. The best pose in the world, in my humble opinion. So we need to start off 2022, right, with a little triangle. So block is going to go behind your right ankle. So edges of the feet are parallel with the edges of the mat. From deep within that right hip socket, turn that leg out to 90 degrees. And then turn these left toes in a lot. So hip opening in the front leg, this back leg is in neutral. Your torso is squaring to the long side of your mat. Inhale, arms reach up. Good. As you exhale, just find a little hinge here. So the inner right thigh is reaching towards the inner left thigh. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, find that little teapot feeling. Inhale up. Good. Exhale. This time, keep reaching and reaching and reaching. Shapasana in the upper body. And you can either bring your hand to your shin, your thigh. Blocks are great. Block behind the foot. Shoulder blades stacked on top of each other here. Again, we have this idea of our torso being a parallelogram. Breath smooth and steady. You can either be gazing down here. You can be looking forward. You might begin to look up. It just depends on what feels good in your neck. And then let's get a little shoulder work here as well. So start to backstroke that left arm and then do the thumbs down sign. Good. Bend the elbow. Couple of things. You can grab a piece of shirt. You might be able to get your fingertips to the inside of your left thigh. You're just looking for a little leverage so you can lean that left shoulder back. Keep rolling to the inner edge of that right foot. If you want to up the ante a little more here, this is not necessary. Maybe you extend your right fingertips forward. You can go there, see how it feels. If it sucks, you skip it. Sealing into the back edge of the left foot. Deep inhale. Exhale. Release down. And then inhale, stretch that left arm back up. And because we can, let's just transition into our Ardha Chandrasana just for a few breaths. So we're going to bend our right knee a lot. Walk your block forward about a foot. And a couple of options. If you practice this pose a lot, you might just try to step up without stepping this back foot in. If you're a little newer to the pose, go ahead and step that back foot in and then firm that left leg. Might keep a little bend in your right knee. Again, this kind of looks a little bit like Shapasana in the upper body. Option here again to bend that left knee. See if you can grab the foot. If you've got it, kick that foot. Lean the left shoulder head back. Nice work. Stretch back out if you were in that Shapasana variation. Deep inhale. Good. As you exhale, start to bend your right knee a lot. Touch down that back leg. Transition your block. Find your triangle pose. Deep inhale. As you exhale, look down at your right toes. Inhale, you can grab your block as you come on up. Parallel feet. Block comes behind that left ankle. And right away, we just move into that second side. So turning the left leg out, external rotation, but internal rotation in this back leg. So they're doing different things. Make sure that your torso is square to the long edge of your mat. Arms reach up on your inhale. Exhale, just a tiny little movement. Feel that stretch in the inseam of this left leg. Good. Inhale up to center. Exhale. Good. Inhale. And then exhale. Keep reaching, lengthening. Hand on thigh, shin, or block. Block can be any height. Higher feels nicer sometimes. It actually helps you to find that lengthening through this underside of your body, the left side. As you press to the inner edge of your left foot, feel this spiraling action of inner left thigh towards outer left thigh. Seal into the back edge of your right foot. Feel the shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. Breath smooth and steady. Gaze down, forward, or up. Just make sure that you're not like letting your neck hang like a rag doll, but you also don't want to be holding it. So it's just a nice extension of your spine. Good. Lean that right arm back as you're doing a backstroke here. Do the thumbs down sign. Good. And then either pressing your hand into your lower back. Maybe you can reach around, find the inner left thigh. Just finding a little leverage to lean that right shoulder back. So nice little stretch there. Breath smooth and steady. You're also welcome to close your eyes for a breath or two in this pose if that feels good. All right, so let's extend our right arm back up. Again, we transition into our Ardha Chandrasana. So keeping your left rib spinning open, just bring your gaze down. Nice generous bend in your left knee. Walk the block forward. You might step your right foot forward, or you might just see about shifting the weight into that left foot. You should be able to look back and see your right toe. So we're not trying to bring that leg back. We're not squaring hips here. We've taken triangle pose and turned it on its side. Both legs really active. And then if you would like to bend that right knee, see if you can find the foot. Good. And then find your Shapasana. So kicking that foot into the arm. This is like that variation that we did in our tabletop position at the beginning of class. Of course, it's much more challenging here when we're in a balance pose. So if you fall out, no big deal. Some days it happens, some days it doesn't. Good. Deep inhale. Full complete exhale. Good. Inhale, stretch back out into your Ardha Chandrasana if you are in Shapasana. And then really bend that left knee. Step right foot back. Find your triangle pose. Nice work. And then press into your feet. Rise up. Parallel your feet. Maybe walk them in a little closer. Tailbone releases down. Sternum stretches up. Interlace your fingers back behind you. Inhale, heart reaches. As you exhale, hinge forward. Fold in any amount. If you tend to be hyper flexible in your elbows, you're going to just take a little bend there. That's going to actually give you a better stretch in your neck and shoulders. Feel your head nice and heavy, the back of your neck nice and long, so it's just releasing towards the floor. Good. As you inhale, press into your feet, lead with your heart. Rise on up. Good work. Step your feet together. Release your arms. So we're going to come back to a seat here. So again, you can sit up on a blanket or blocks if you're a little tighter. We're going to get into the hips and potentially the hamstring a little bit here. So we're going to start out as we started class with right shin in front of your left shin. We're going to do some forward folding here. So If you know that you're tighter in the hips, you're going to stay with this variation. If you know that it is accessible for you and your body to stack your shins on top of each other, and you'll know that you can do that because this right knee doesn't lift a lot, you can take this variation. Both places, you're flexing your feet. You might want to have a block in front of you, something to rest your head on or your hands on. Stretch arms up, root into your sit bones, get nice and tall. And then as you exhale, hinge forward in. So you should be feeling a nice little stretch in that right glute, outer right hip. And as we start winding down here, you're shifting gears, you're letting your breath slow down, get a little longer, a little deeper and richer. So the active poses are over at this stage of the game. From here, let's inhale, rise on up. So I'm going to give you a couple of variations here. So if you want to continue getting into the hips, we're going to come into our shoelace pose. So right knee stacking on top of left knee. This is really awkward for a lot of us and it doesn't happen. So the tighter you are in your hips, the more you're going to need to bend your knees. The other option is to do half shoelace pose. So you would take your right knee on top of your left knee. This is going to be more of a hamstring stretch in that left thigh and then forward fold. So kind of just depends on what you're looking for. You can play around with both. So you're either here, folding forward. Again, hands can be on blocks. Doesn't have to be a deep forward fold. And if you are in these Gomukasana legs, you might find that you can't hinge forward very far. Number one, you've got the legs in front of you, but also this is really intense in the hips. Keep that breath nice and steady. If the attention is wandering, count the breath. Give your brain a little something to chew on. From here, we inhale, rise on up. Good, and then wherever you're at, just extend legs to straight, give them a little shake out. And do that sequence to the second side. So crossing left shin in front, or stacking shins on top of each other. Root into your sit bones, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hinge forward. Fold in. You need not fold very deep. If you're tighter in your hips, you're not going to go far. That's fine. As long as you're feeling a stretch, you're doing it correctly. You do want to make sure that there's no sensation in that left knee. This is why we flex the foot. That just engages the muscles there. Offers a little protection. Couple more good breaths in this shape. Good. On your inhale, you roll on up. And then again, you have these options here. So you can do Gomukasana shoelace pose, hinge forward here like this. That doesn't feel so good, or if you're wanting more of a hamstring stretch in that right thigh, just stacking left knee on top of right knee. And then hinging forward, folding in, feels kind of yummy in a hurt so good kind of a way. How is this side different? Good. We inhale, roll on up, uncross, and then give the knees a bend and away on to our backs. So coming to Shavasana for a couple of minutes. So however you feel comfortable here, if there's tenderness in your lower back, sliding a blanket or blocks underneath the knees can feel good, or you can take the feet as wide as the mat, allow the knees to knock in. Otherwise, you're welcome to come into your full Shavasana. Take a deep inhale through the nose, open the mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha, and then melt in. So let the bones relax, get really heavy. Let the muscles just release over the bones. Give yourself permission not to worry about the to-do list just yet. You soak up these final moments. Shavasana. And take a deeper inhale. Sigh the breath out, ha. Wiggle fingers and toes. And just stretch the arms up overhead. And you're going to stay soft and quiet as you roll to one side or the other. Just find the fetal position. And then you'll use your hands to help you press up to a comfortable seat. So ending as we started in this Sukhasana, but notice how it feels differently. Hopefully it feels like you're sitting a little taller with a greater sense of ease. Where your breath feels a little steadier, deeper. You feel a little calmer, a little more focused. You might even feel a little sense of joy. So soak up all of this good stuff. Send yourself love and gratitude for showing up, for making the time, for making the effort. It's not always easy, but it does make a difference. And finally, just promise yourself you're going to carry this good feeling with you into the rest of the day ahead. Bring your palms together, your heart, bow your head with a smile.